Guys, the party is finally here. The CONCACAF Champions League party is finally here, and we finally have our CONCACAF Champions League matches. Now, you're probably wondering,
Jason, you said that in the last video. You literally made a video on the same topic as well. This is like the 10,000th video, Jason. It's time to stop.
that was just a skit, by the way. Man, your boy don't got originality. Anyways, as you said, Ed, I will do you a favor by making you happy by wearing a Gucci hat. A Gucci hat. This is the hat. It's not mine. Okay. Probably should have fixed my hair. As I said before, today we're going to be talking about the CONCACAF Champions League this week. Welcome. I present to you a series, CONCACAF Champions League Recap Week. I don't know. The first thing I want to talk about is Portland Timbers versus Marathon. Now, the Portland Timbers, as I said in the last video, we're coming into this match very, very weak. Like, low intelligency. Meaning they were just sloppy. They really couldn't, like, finish their chances. But they did strike first, scoring a goal. Now, I'm pretty sure this match was pretty much as Donovan Torres' match, because he had some really good saves. He really had a lot of good saves, but then at the same time, Portland was just, I don't know, they weren't the best, right? Marathon, they scored, I'm pretty sure like 5 minutes after Portland Timbers scored. They scored a goal, and the defense in Portland, absolutely terrible. The marking on him, absolutely terrible. Could have done better right there. Diego Valeri, he took a free kick and straight off from Roma's Italian restaurants from Rome. It was beautiful, delicate. It was a beautiful cuisine. And unfortunately for that, after 10 minutes, Marathon scored. There were a couple chances here on left, but as I said, sloppiness. Sloppiness is probably the biggest problem for these MLS's team. Now, the other match I want to talk about is Al Hilal versus Elena United. Now, Elena United, without Jose Martinez starting this game, surprisingly, they had a new coach. This is Gabriel's first game as Atlanta United coach. Now, in this game, I'm going to be honest with you, surprisingly, everyone was pretty solid. Gabriel's, I mean, he's already better than Frank de Boer, let's be real. Frank de Boer was a hot garbage mess. He was, but as I said, Atlanta United were pretty decent in this. Now, in the 50th minute, somewhere in the 50th, 60th, Atlanta's goalkeeper, Brad Guzan, he was in a do or die situation. I would say that, do or die, and he got a red card. Now, Atlanta United were awarded a penalty, and Ezekiel Porco, he took the goal and he slammed it in. The game ended 1-0. Last thing I want to talk about is Pantoja Krusasu. Now, Pantoja, coming into this game, I thought this score would probably be 6-0. A good 6-0. But unfortunately for Pantoja's defense, it was probably like the golden engine of this car. It made Krusasu's night frustrating, but you also have to remember, you look at the Krusasu lineup, some of these good players that are thriving in Liga MX, they're not playing in this game, so this game ended 0-0. Anyways, guys, that is me. We're going to take the camera to Wednesday, Jason. Off to you, Jason. Thank you so much, Jason, from yesterday. Now it's time for me, which the first thing we're going to be talking about is Saprissa versus the Philadelphia Union. Where do I even begin? Well, Philadelphia Union, they strike first, and then from an amazing header, Saprissa during the first half, terrible, absolutely terrible. Like, this haircut. Oh, no. Alright, boys, man bun's coming in. I can't deal with whatever my haircut is. Just like that. Alright, so anyways, Saprissa during the first half, absolutely terrible. Just like my haircut still. Saprissa in the second half, they were a little better. They actually had chances, unlike the first half where they were just terrible. Like they didn't even like defend pretty good. Philadelphia Union had so much chance. What if I told you that the biggest story wasn't Saprissa being garbage? It was a fight happening today. So basically, here's some context. Context really important. Basically, during the last few seconds of stoppage time, when the match was about to end, a really nasty tackle started happening, and then Jacob Glesnes started pushing. Everyone started going to the small corner in the pitch, started pushing, shoving. Anyways, I could see where Jacob Glesnes' feelings is coming from, because the tackle was pretty nasty. You look at the tackle, my man could have gotten injured right there. So, in my opinion, he has, I don't want to say that, that sounds so like cheesy, but he has the right to actually like be mad and upset about it and push people, because that should be a red card. Like, this is another instance why CONCACAF should have VAR. I get they have VAR, but once like the tournament resumes in the fall, but CONCACAF could have just done it in like the beginning of the tournament instead of in the middle of the tournament. Oh, CONCACAF, how much of a brainlet you are. Anyways, after that huge mess in the match, Philadelphia Union, they won 1-0, got an away goal, so I mean, I guess I'd be happy. It's Toronto versus Leon. Now, Toronto, they were on the high ground for about 1.5 minutes. Altidore, he almost scored in the opening 40 seconds. And then after that, it was just Leon. Now, Leon, they scored first by an amazing goal by Fernando Navarro. Either one of those two. When all hope seemed lost, Toronto actually scored. Actually, Toronto actually didn't score. It was an own goal, which you look at the own goal, and it was kind of sad, especially how it was literally at the near end of the box, and it was pretty far away. It was kind of sad, but anyways, the match ended 1-0. I'm kind of surprised it did end 1-0. Now, a final match I want to talk about is Club America. They scored 2 goals. Unfortunately for Olympia, I mean, they did score in the 89th minute, but I mean, at that point, they just write them off. It's alright. So, that's all I have to say. I will be taking the camera and handing it over to Thursday, Jason. I'm done here. I've said what I needed to be said. Thank you for handing over the mic to me, Thursday, Jason. I want to really talk about Columbus versus Real Esteli. Now, Real Esteli looked pretty terrible. To be honest, surprisingly, an MLS club actually looked pretty decent and didn't look sloppy for once. Oh, you. For Columbus, it looked like a team pretty comfortable, to be honest. It looked like a team that just got out of MLS Cup and just decided to choose violence. But in the second half, they did lift the gas pedal, because, you know, in the first half, they scored 4 goals. In the second half, they didn't. I think, in my opinion, Real Esteli, they improved, but I mean, it still ended 4-0. And also, this was a Columbus team that had injury problems. 3 players did get injured during this game. I mean, aren't you even surprised, to be honest? Monterrey versus Pantoja. Now, Pantoja, man, this is terrible Photoshop. But it's better than what Pantoja was doing today. Now, I will give Pantoja the benefit of the doubt. They were pretty fast. I think speed really frustrated Monterrey for about 20 minutes until they got used to it. And then after that, Pantoja's just confidence just went away. But you really had to see those 20 minutes. Those first 20 minutes, it really did look like Pantoja was just coming through with that speed. Bro. Anyways, for Pantoja, I mean, it was fun while it lasted, to be honest. I mean, I kind of wrote them off, but oh man, I didn't see them like speedy and quick. I kind of just saw them as a just plain out terrible team. But I'm going to hand the mic now to next week, Jason, to next week Tuesday. So I will be handing over to you. What do you have to say about this next week, Tuesday, Jason? Hey guys, it's been a while. The last time you probably saw me was when I recorded it from last week. So this is probably the reason why I haven't uploaded in a whole week or two. So I do apologize. Anyways, we have our results. Let's jump into it. Elena United versus United. Everything was all level in this game. But when stoppage time enters, Jurgen Damm. Is that Jurgen Damm? Jurgen Damm. He scores. All in all, it's pretty solid performance by Elena. It looks pretty promising. It's a pretty big upgrade and a step up from last season. Last season was terrible. My God, that was horrible. No, you really have to feel bad for United because before coming into Elena United, they hadn't lost since November, I'm pretty sure. And then all of a sudden, boom, they just lose like 2 straight games in international tournament. So you gotta feel bad for them. Portland Timbers versus Marathon. I'm gonna call it Marathon because I'm pretty sure like 99.9% of people who watch this are probably American, so I'm gonna call it Marathon. Anyways, this goal had a lot of goals. Jimmy Chara, he scores a peachy goal. I mean, it was pretty good in the 60th minute. He then scores again in the 26th minute, but unfortunately the flag was up, offside. It was a good missed opportunity because the goal in the build-up, it was pretty good. 34th minute, Jimmy Chara, he then scores again, and the timing on it was just phenomenal. I mean, you can tell that Jimmy Chara wants a hat trick, to be honest. And you know, I don't blame him. I would love to get a hat trick in the CONCACAF Champions League because I'm pretty sure the last time an MLS player got a hat trick, it was like Herbert. He played for NYCFC. Oh my God. Finally, in the 63rd minute, Portland Timber, they scored again. This time, it wasn't Jimmy Chara, it was Diego Flaherty. And you had to see that one. It was a banger. A bang. Then in the 77th minute, Jimmy Chara, he finally gets his hat trick, and after that he just comes off the bench. He pretty much had a great night tonight. He had a pretty good night tonight. Is that even English? I don't know. Finally, Laura makes it 5-0 in the 80th minute, and you gotta feel bad for Marathon. The Timbers were probably amazing because the spacing in this game, because Marathon were probably terrible defensively in this game, and the Portland Timbers had so many like space to work around with. And the other problem that I'm pretty sure I talked about in the last game, I'm not sure, is that they had so many opportunities, yet they couldn't finish it off because they were pretty rusty. But they improved a lot in this game, so they started finishing the chances, and look what happened. They actually like started scoring goals. And on top of that, with Marathon being terrible in defense, you have yourself a gateway to the quarterfinals. And finally, guys, our last game for today is Krusasu versus Arka Haye. Now, Krusasu, now according to Fox Soccer, Arka Haye, you know, since there was 0-0, they could have had the biggest upset in CONCACAF Champions League history. But I mean, just like Portmore United versus Krusasu last year, you know, like remember when like Krusasu was just like in the first leg, like 2-1, it's alright, and it was away, and then when they were like at home in the second leg, they just demolished Portmore. This is kind of like this, okay? But I think it's like 10 times worse. Where do I even begin? Krusasu, they strike first in the 3rd minute by a silly mistake of Arka Haye's goalkeeper. But then again, one of the Krusasu players was in the middle in the field. He was injured. I don't know. He kind of did distract the goalkeeper. I really don't know. Another reason why CONCACAF should have VR in the beginning of the tournament instead of mid-season. I'm just saying, CONCACAF. Arka Haye concedes another goal in the 10th minute by a terrible defense. I mean, I think the best part is that they didn't even mark him. They just let him free, like Portland today. So, yeah, not a good start to Arka Haye, especially when they were in the road to the great upset of CONCACAF. Then it gets worse. 25th minute, a third for Krusasu by Hernandez. 49th minute, Montoya 4-0. 61 minutes. Reyes, 64. Montoya, again, 69. Angulo, 76 minute. Escobar, now that one probably hurts the most because Escobar, he had like no one around him, and he just decided to go full like a missile. Like North Korea just decided to choose him as to choose the missile, and Escobar decided to shoot a rocket, and he made it in. So that one is probably on Arka Haye's fault, but I mean, to be fair, he made it 8-0, and I'm pretty sure during the first goal, Arka Haye just gave up. They just gave up. I think Arka Haye just realized, oh, they don't have VAR. Let's just quit this game. I mean, you're to the point where you just kind of feel bad for Arka Haye. Like, they're down 8-0. I mean, at that point, you just fold the team. You just kind of feel bad for them. Just forfeit the team. Just forfeit the match. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Take the mic next, Jason. Thank you so much, Jason, from Wednesday of this week. Anyways, Toronto FC versus Leo O'kello Scorch, but the goal was ruled offside. Toronto FC and Lyon, they did both have a pretty good amount of chances. Unfortunately, in the 54th minute, Toronto FC strikes first, and it's 1-0. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 2-1 on aggregate. And then after that, in the 71st minute, Morrow, he scores and makes it 2-0 for Toronto. But Lyon does score in the 78th minute. The chances do keep coming for Lyon, but unfortunately for Lyon, they couldn't score. Philadelphia Union versus Zaprisa. There was a penalty in the 45th minute, and Montero was taking the penalty and did score, making it 2-0 on the aggregate, 1-0 in the game. Less than 7 minutes, Shabilko scores an amazing goal, makes it 2-0. 3-0 on the aggregate, and not even joking, 2 minutes later, Fontana scores, and he makes a pretty good, like, it's like Carlos Vela angle when he scored against Club America, but in the other side of the field. It's alright. I like that. And finally, Montero makes the icing on the cake with his 2 assists, and now 2 goals as he scores in the 89th minute. Just the last few seconds before the whistle was found, there was no stoppage time. It ended 4-0 this game. So, rest in peace to Prisa. But, I mean, you kind of saw this a mile away. Club America versus Olympia. Now, both of these teams had a lot of chances. Now, I think, in my opinion, Olympia had a lot more chances. And mostly luck played into Club America's win. Because when Olympia took those chances, it either hit the far post or were just centimeters or just feet away from making it. In the 49th minute, Olympia did score, making it 1-0 and tying it on aggregate. But unfortunately for Olympia, they never got to score again, and they lost on the away goal. Since in the last game, Club America scored 2 away goals, and unfortunately Olympia only had 1, and unfortunately they're out. Club America's performance was kind of questionable, but I don't think they really care since they got the win on aggregate, not the game. So yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say. I'm gonna head the microphone to Thursday, Jason. Well guys, it's finally the last day, and we finally have our results for the last 2 CONCACAF Champions League round of 16 matches. Let's go ahead and start with Columbus Crew versus Real City. Now this game, it was pretty quiet majority. Now Columbus, the Crew, they did have a couple of little chances, but one big thing for them is that they got another injury, which I'm pretty sure this is like the 10,000th time, and the MLS season hasn't even started. They don't even play until Sunday. Good job, Columbus, I guess. Anyways, that all changed finally during the 85th minute. Bradley Wright Phillips, he scored. Yes, the man that couldn't play for LAFC in the CONCACAF Champions League. Not even a single minute. Not even a sec. Not even a sec. You know what? Good for him, okay? He scored a CONCACAF Champions League goal. First time since, I don't know, I think that was like 2019, the New York Red Bulls. I think, in my opinion, when Lucas Zelaya came into this game, he changed Columbus a lot. He made the Crew more alive and have more chances. So you gotta give a shout out to Zelaya because he really gave life. He was the oil to the engine of Columbus. Now the final game is Monterrey or Rayados versus Pantoja. Now Pantoja, I mean, they were already gone like before anyone knew, and it did get worse because in the 9th minute, Monterrey scores and it's 1-0. 13th minute, Johnson scores 2-0. Pantoja in the 61st minute, they finally score a goal, and after they score a little goal, the confidence starts to build up, and they actually like start like having and creating more chances, just like the first game. But that confidence soon breaks off. Gallardo in the 79th minute, and 3-1 is what ended off the night here in Monterrey. So rest in peace, Pantoja. But you gotta give, I do admit, Pantoja, they gave basically their all. So I appreciate what those guys did tonight. So from my house that I never go outside, like this is the only thing that I actually have that's like next to like life outside my house. But yeah, me to you, Pantoja, good job. At least you gave it your all. So yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna give a little prediction since I don't want to make a separate video, because then I'm gonna overthink it and I'm gonna seem like I'm milking the tournament, which I don't really want to do. I love this tournament, but I don't want to like make 10 videos on it. What I did get incorrect is that the Club Leon and Elena United. So I guess how many games were there? 8. Okay, so 6 for 8. Anyways, let's start with the back rate. Krusasu versus Toronto. It's close. It's close. I'm gonna say it's gonna go to penalties, and Krusasu is going through. For Monterrey, Rayados, and Columbus Crew, what I saw with Rayados tonight, and basically in the first leg, they were pretty good. So I'm gonna go with Rayados. Columbus Crew, they didn't look satisfying like in the first leg. So some of their players are injured, and they're probably going to be injured through the Monterrey. So that's a low blow. That's a big blow for Columbus Crew. And if they're going to play like what they did in the second leg tonight, yeah, it's going to go to Monterrey. For Philadelphia Union and Elena United, I'm going to go with Elena United, because Elena United proved me something wrong, is that and that is, this team is solid. This team is actually a lot better than what it was. The signings they made and the players that have stepped up ever since Joseph Martinez left, and their new coach. Yeah, I see this team not only making it far to the CONCACAF Champions League, to the semifinals, which resumes in August, I'm pretty sure, but they're going to probably make a deep run in MLS. Portland versus Club America. I'll give the Portland, okay. Club America, I don't know. They weren't satisfying, just like I said with the Crew, but maybe it was just a terrible day. They do play like they did in the second leg. Portland's got a jackpot right there. So that is my predictions. Anyways, that's the whole video. I am going to make a MLS video on the opening day, but that's it. After that, you're probably not going to see any more soccer content. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. Anyways, please enjoy your day.